Flash and the soldier the game spill a little pump. Now you know what your problem is, don't you? You ain't got no money management skills. Which further let me know you didn't come from the streets. You didn't come from a hustling background. You didn't come from having money, just circulate money with the banks or just circulate it with the street money and none of that there. Like dope boys, like one thing about rappers like Dolph and rappers like Gotti and, rappers that come from money as far as the streets. Yeah, they had money management skills before they got the rap check. So that's how they know how to stay above water. They know how to keep their head above water without, big $1 million deals and all that there and labels and all that there. They know how to survive. They had to just play with 500,000. They either stay at 500,000 or go up. They ain't gonna go under. If they do go under, they know how to get it right back. You see what I'm saying? Some hustlers, they got money management skills. They say stuck at a number. But with you just loved up in the game, got some fame, got a deal, came out with Gucci Gang. It took off. Labels feeling you. They gave you a bag. And they knew that you ain't had no money management skills. They knew you weren't smart because you wouldn't even sign the deal. They knew you was going to do what every other rapper that don't have no money management skills or R&B singer that's in your shoes or can't read contracts or don't have their own lawyers, use their lawyers. They knew that you was going to have to get the rap startup kit. They knew that you was going to get cocky. They knew that's why they like them young like you. And you do drugs, you on pills. So you can't really handle the pills because you ain't been on it all your life. So you don't know how to handle street guys. So that's going to take control of your brain. Plus power, a little bit of fame, groupies. Yeah, you're going to mismanage your money. And you real cocky on top of that, so you ain't going to listen to the right people or have the right mentors or even hire them in your corner. You just going to spend. And the reason why you're going to spend, because if you don't do that, you'll lose some of your power. The reason why you keep all them dudes and the females around, because you spend. And they make you feel good instead of being alone. You go get a couple penthouses, go get unnecessary cars, unnecessary jewelry, all these designer clothes, buying your friends and females, all this stuff, expensive restaurants. You still owe IRS. You ain't even probably pay the IRS when you got your rap check and you still owe the label. So you probably pay the label back first because that's who cut your check. So you better pay them back first than to pay the IRS when they can take everything. You see what I'm saying? The court system will work with you a little bit more when the label's suing you versus you going against the IRS, fool. But since you ain't got the right mentors in your crew or watch the right YouTube videos to give you some game, you're going to make the mistakes that you made. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with getting a couple penthouses or getting all the cars or getting all the clothes, but you just did it wrong. You ain't do it the smart way. And the reason why you can't do it the smart way because your brain be clouded with weed all day, with pills all day, with liquor and weed all day, with females all day. You don't never have no me time. You don't never have no time where you can just sit with somebody that really want to see you win. You just rethink some things. The whole time when you had them penthouses and them Lamborghinis, you supposed to have them Lamborghinis on Turo, making money for you because you can't drive number one. You be on tour. You be in the studio all day. So all them cars you got, Hellcats and the Rangos and Mercedes-Benzes and Ferraris, McLarens, they're supposed to be making money for you. Why you don't got them cars in Miami? Why you don't got them cars in Vegas? Why you don't got them cars in Houston and Dallas and Atlanta making all this extra cash with these cars? But you just like to look at 15 cars in your driveway, 10 cars, 5 cars, 6 cars in your driveway. It looked nice, but after a while, it's just sitting. They're getting older. Age getting on, so the new body style gonna come. So now you got to switch it. When you could have been teaming up with people in Miami, paying them a percentage to keep your cars down there and letting people drive them. They don't want to drive your cars just because they little pump cars. You got all these penthouses. You got these mansions. Rent them out. Airbnb. Come on, man. You having all this stuff. The designer. Why would you throw it away? Sell it. Stop just giving it away all the time. Sell it. Sell your closet. And all this unnecessary jewelry that you buying, got to keep proving to the fans and groupies and your homeboys that you rich over and over and over again. We already know you rich, man. You can't get a chain no better than what Future can get or the baby can get or the baby to get. Only time you need to buy a chain if it's connected to your LLC. That way it can be a tax write-off. If you drop in an album and it's connected to your LLC or, it's work related, it can be a tax write-off. You know what I'm saying? Not just buying, just because they got new diamonds, baguettes. Now you buying unnecessary chains, putting colored diamonds in it and all that. That's unnecessary. You ain't getting it like that. See, you know what your problem is too? You be overspending. You're not really getting all that money coming in like how you dishing it out. So you need to be investing more, not just buying liabilities. You need to be investing more. What's your, come on, man. All these legends out here giving the game and you ain't picked up on nothing. And you supposed to be this big rapper getting all this money. You supposed to be a little smart, but you just drugged out like the rest of them. But now you done met your match, and that's the IRS, and they coming to get that there because you've been missing payments. Not only with them, with the banks, with American Express. You owe them about 30 bands. You owe the IRS, you ain't paid in 2019 about what, 60 bands, 50 bands, somewhere around there. You owe 1.6 million from 2018. I understand you with Trump and all that there. I rock with him too. And you trying to follow his blueprint, going, you know, filing bankruptcy all these different times. But you got to understand the difference between him and you. He got power. You don't. You just got, the little power you got is with the fans and groupies, not in the courtroom. He got big dog power. He got elite power. Trump and the Rothschilds like this right here. Now, who you got like that? The Rothschilds don't rock with you like that. The other elite families don't rock with you. None of them 13 families rock with you like that. It don't matter. Yeah, you sold your soul, but you still on a low level. Yeah, you're on a low level if you did that there. So yeah, you ain't gonna, yeah, they're gonna get that there. They need that money, especially around this time too. America in the hole. Don't you know, America, we in the hole with the World Bank. Yeah, we in the hole, so they come and get that there, and they're gonna press that issue. So yeah, that $5 million mansion that you got, up for sale. That jury, up for sale. Them cars, if they lease, go back. Yeah, see, yeah, you thought you were smart. You're gonna lease cars and all that there. Yeah, you can get a tax write-off, but it's still not making you no money. You see what I'm saying? You still gotta pay it throughout the year. You just dishing out money. You ain't no P, you ain't no player, so you already know you a trick to them females. So you buying them expensive gifts, cause you ain't got no game like that. So yeah, so you gonna be dishing out with them. You're gonna be paying for everybody when you go to the restaurants, cause you want to feel like the big dog. You gotta keep that title and status going, so you gonna overspend every time. You don't got millions and millions of dollars coming in, because ain't no way you owe all these people just different cash. Just because you was rolling with Trump don't mean you can call Trump and he give you the blueprint on the chapter 7s and the chapter 13s and give you the game on that so you can beat the system. No, that was just business right there. You did what you did for him and he did what he did for you. Ma'am, bam, thank you, ma'am. It ain't nothing else. He ain't gonna give you the blueprint on that. That's too much game. Oh, you ain't did no sacrifice. You ain't, what you did, what type of work you did to get that type of game. You got to be one of the ones to get that type of game. So what? You got to go through it the hard way. And that's what you got me for. I'm the YouTube lawyer, so I'm going to help you out in this situation right here. It's a lot of different situations you can do. It's a few situations you can do. I'm going to run them down to you. Now, LaPump, if you're my client, before we file for bankruptcy, we're going to look into some hardship reliefs, because there's a lot of different programs that'll take your debt and you can pay them back instead of paying all these lawyers and all these court fees and going through the system and all that debt. And they trying to take your house and all that debt. And usually with these hardship relief programs, they give you about 24 to 60 months to return the money, give you about a 6% interest rate at the low end and about all the way up to about 34% interest rate on the high end. You see what I'm saying? You got to pay the money back. And they work like that. Now, it's a lot of different ones that'll take your case. You know, they have some requirements, like some have a minimum of 25,000 debt or 5,000 debt, you see what I'm saying? Or, you know, in between 30,000 or 15,000, in which in your case, you'll meet all of them. Yeah, so you ain't got to worry about no requirements. Understand? You got Clear One you can reach out to and holler at them, call them, or your lawyer call them, explain your situation. You can rock with them. You got National Debt Relief, but you got to pay their money back in 60 months at top. Like, you can't go over 60 months. And the most they give you as far as the interest rate is 35%. Now, the best one that everybody rock with or everybody recommend is Freedom Financial Network. You know what I'm saying? They done resolve over $10 billion in debt. You know, you got to pay them back in about 20 to about 48 months top. You got to have a 25,000 minimum debt. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people rock with them, especially people in your situation. So call your lawyer. You know, you can look at their requirements and all their rules and all that there. See if you qualify for all these different programs. If they turn you down, then you go into the bankruptcy and filing for bankruptcy. And then when you speak to your lawyer, you'll choose between chapter 7 or chapter 13. You see what I'm saying? And he'll tell you what's best for your situation. You know, chapter 7, you know, it's kind of hard to meet that requirement since you make so much money. See, if you made like 84,000 or less, you'll automatically qualify for that, like a medium income in your state. So when you make more than 84,000, or I think it's like 87, I think it's 84,000. Now, if you make more than the 84K, I'm just speaking for North Carolina. In different states, it's a different number, but it ain't gonna be too much higher or too much lower, right? So if you don't meet their requirements, because what they're gonna do is look at 6 months of your income that you had coming in prior to when you filing for bankruptcy. So if you can prove to the courts with your 6 months worth of bank statements prior to your filing for bankruptcy that you make right at that median line or under that, you'll automatically qualify for the chapter 7. Like I said, if not, you'll have to file a 122A2 form. Yeah, I think that's what it's called, 122A2 form. If you make more than that, which You probably do, because your show money, you probably get about 50,000, 60,000 a show. And your verse money, you probably get 50, 40,000, 30,000 a verse. So yeah, you definitely ain't gonna qualify for the chapter 7 like that. You're gonna have to fill out that form I just told you. So understand that I'm telling you the same thing your lawyer gonna tell you. And with chapter 7, they usually clear everything. So if you don't pay their money, they'll take your house, your jewelry, they'll auction out everything that you own. Whatever value that you own, they'll auction that out. They'll do you like they did Young Buck. You see what I'm saying? And other people, other celebrities. So if you don't qualify for chapter 7, your lawyer then will tell you need to look into the chapter 13, which there might be a better fit for your situation, being that you're a rapper and you still be doing songs, you still do views. So that's when you'll then want to show the courts your real income. You don't want to show the courts your YouTube checks. You don't want to show the courts your money that you make for shows and features and all that there. And you can keep your crib, you can keep your cars, your jewelry, and all that there, because you're showing the court that you got a steady income. That's what really chapter 13 for. People who got a steady income coming in, and they want to keep their stuff that they already paid money into, their land, their property, and stuff like that. Understand? But Lil Pump, that's pretty much what's gonna go down in your situation. Your lawyer gonna explain it to you the same way. He gonna say it a little bit better. He gonna break it down a little bit better, because you actually paying him. You ain't paying me. I'm just giving you free game. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, you either gonna work with the programs I'll tell you in the beginning, or you're gonna file for bankruptcy. One or the other. If you can get Trump on the phone, I guarantee he gonna give you the game and you'll go through it. But if you make a mistake, they're gonna snatch everything you got, or do like how you do now, don't want to pay nobody. They're gonna take everything you got. So if you rock with that chapter 13, you need to make sure that you paying them their money, making your payments. All that flexing, all that capping, all that does over with for all that does. You need to be focused on making more income. You need to be buying everything. You need to be buying trucks. You need to be buying vending machines. You need to be putting them cars on Turo. You need to be selling your clothes. You need to lower down your verse prices so more people will get you on a verse in the song. Start dumbing down your crowds and your entourage. Start dumbing down the women that you're rocking with. Start dumbing down spending money on clothes and all that there. All that unnecessary. Going out to 5-star restaurants and all that there. Get you an old lady that can cook good. Yeah. Get you a regular female that know how to cook them same meals as you go to 5-star restaurants to eat. Just to say you went to it. You ain't doing nothing but paying for the name. You ain't doing nothing but paying for souljaChris and all them other 5-star restaurant names. They don't make no better steak than what the old lady, the girl who work at Popeyes can make. Yeah, she can make the same type of steaks. All she gotta do is throw it out and use the right seasoning on it, and it's gonna turn out the same way or even better than souljaChris and Benny Hunt's and all the restaurants. Or you learn how to cook. Or just hire a cook. Not one that got a name or know who you is and all that duh. No, just get a regular one, and yeah, stop spending all that money on them drugs, all that money on weed and all of that. Stop smoking so much weed. Stop putting 7 grams and 14 grams and all that there in one blunt. You wasting weed. You ain't gonna get no higher. Your high level, your high tolerance, this high. So how high you gonna get? To get real high now, you gotta do heroin, fool. To get real high now, to beat the highs that you've been doing, you gotta tap that vein back. You see what I'm saying? You gotta tap that vein back. Other than that, you just chasing your first high. Stop playing. Go ahead and put that needle in you. Since you want to get so high, you spending 20, 30, 50,000 a week or a month on weed, trying to, support other people's habits, or just over putting weed in blunts and all that stuff. Stop doing that, man. Come on, man. That's why the sack running low. It ain't coming in like how it's going out. And that's your problem. You always had that problem too, even before the money. You never could save a lot of money. You need to fix that there, man. Instead of going to fix your credit, you need to fix yourself. Then go fix your credit and all that stuff. And that's another thing. What's your credit score be like? You're supposed to be having business credit. You're supposed to have 5 different cards, about 50,000 a piece on it. Personal credit, 2 or 3 of them, 50,000 to 100,000 on it. Yeah, what you doing, man? You just been playing. It's been taking your cash and spending it. You ain't been building no trust with the banks. You ain't got no CD with the banks. You ain't got no interest-bearing accounts. With the CD, you at least can make about 3% interest rate on the CD. You see what I'm saying? So you ain't even got that. Let me find out that you got all this money and you this big person, but if me and you go in the bank, they'll treat me better than you because I got CDs and interest-bearing accounts and all that stuff, and you ain't got none of that. You just got money in the bank. Go.